Hey guys, Buffing Game back today bringing our video, and today I want to talk about Specialists in Battlefield 2042 and what that means going forward. Now that the beta is open to everybody, I think there's some glaring issues that a lot of people are seeing with the Specialist system, and although this is I believe the beta build is 3 months old at least, so a lot of this has been probably solved already, as well as we're only getting a limited piece of the game at this point. So this again was confirmed by the development team to be, I believe, at least 3 months or more old of a build that they branched off from the main version of the game that they're working on and kind of set this aside for the beta version. So obviously there's a lot of features missing in this. They just kind of did the bare minimum. That's why the file size is so small as well. It's just the map, the base weapons that we have here that we covered in yesterday's video, and nothing special with this. Mainly it's just meant for gameplay impressions. So we have a limited selection of specialists here, 4 to be exact here in the open beta, and we know there's going to be 10 at launch at least, and then there's going to be more throughout the seasons. Now there's also going to be cosmetics for all these specialists. That's really where the monetization is going to come from. The leveling up, unlocking new skins, as well as the battle pass, things like that is going to come into play with the specialist cosmetics. And then we also saw a little bit of a teaser for this. If you guys are paying attention to the in-game calling cards, you may have seen some previews of some of these specialist cosmetics that we're going to go over here today. So first off, big shout out over on Twitter to Temporal. I believe in his links down below. So he's got some some graphics that he put together with the informations and bios from these different specialists that have yet to be released. So I'll be using him heavily here in this video. Just throw up some screenshots as we talk about the specialist and also the Calibre 1. So this artist was able to reach out to me and provide some assets here in game. So the Calibre 1, I'll leave his link down below as well. And again, big shout out, he helped me out with the thumbnail and some of the art here today you'll see as well. So big shout out to both of them. I'll leave their links for Twitter down below. And the Calibre 1 has great art over on his Twitter and just is really good at throwing together some things with Photoshop. You'll see it in the thumbnail for today, as well as he was able to provide me with a lot of assets to look at and utilize going forward for some videos. So big shout out to both of them. Now, jumping into the video here for the main topic of discussion, I think the main problem here with specialists that a lot of people are seeing is that, first off, for the beta, there's only 4 specialists. There's no cosmetics to them at all, so they look the exact same on the US and the Russian factions. And I saw a lot of chatter online that it's very hard to tell who's US and who's Russia, and that they should have different skins by default. And I would tend to agree with that 100%. I was thinking the same thing myself. It's very difficult in the beta to tell if there's friend from foe, minus your teammates will have blue name tags or green if they're in their squad over their head. Other than that, everybody looks the exact same. So it's very hard to distinguish US versus Russia, who's on your team and who isn't, which is a bit of a problem. Now, like I said, a lot of that could be just because there's only the 4 specialists available. There's no cosmetics. And when the full game launches, there will be more specialists, more cosmetics. They may have even already addressed this, since this build of the beta is 3+ months old. And I said they branched this off from the base version of the game that they're currently working on for the final product. So there's very little amount available here, which could be adding to this problem. But I think one thing to keep in mind here is that we've seen that there's more cosmetics that we'll go through, as well as the player calling cards here in the game. You'll see if you get killed. Some players have calling cards that do have specialists with very unique and awesome looking cosmetics, which is kind of exciting for me. So we'll go ahead and go through these. So first up, jumping into Temporal's list, like I said, he was able to pull some of the specialists as well as their bios out of the game files themselves. So Jinso Pack, we saw her in the Exodus story leading up to the Exodus trailer online on the Battlefield website. That's still available. So Jinso Pack, I believe, is supposed to be a hacker in-game as her specialist, so we'll have to see what her ability is. And again, I'll check out Temporal's link down below, because I'll link to this. You can check out, he's got all these really nice graphics that he put together where you can go through and read about each specialist if you're interested in that. So we have Jinso Pack. We also have another specialist here being Constantine Angel. And again, this specialist is also going to be available hopefully at launch. I'm sure you'll be unlocking different specialists as we go through and level up. We also have Navin Rao, who is also going to was part of the Exodus story on the Battlefield website. So we have information in the bio there. And then we also have Espinoza. So Espinoza we saw in the original trailer for the reveal as well. Used to be in the United States military and is now part of the NOPATs. And then we also have Emma Sundance Roser. So that's the wingsuit specialist that we have seen in, I believe, almost all the trailers at this point. And I think Emma is probably going to be the one with a lot of these really cool looking cosmetics. But now, so those are at least a few other, 4 to 5 other additional specialists. So we're going to have 10 at launch that will be unlocked. Now, we also have a lot of different cosmetics available for those specialists. Now, one of the pre-order bundles, if you saw it when this game was first announced, the early access to the launch, if you pre-ordered specific editions, you got the bonus content, that being the Tempest bundle, the Cold Blood bundle, and the Earth and the Blistered Earth bundle. So both of these come with different cosmetics for vehicles, weapons, and also specialists. So it's going to be very unique designs for these specialists that obviously will switch up the way they look, and you can play around with that. So that's going to be a big thing. And then we also have those calling card specialists that you're able to see. But first, before we get into those, I think regardless, default Russian faction specialists need specific locked skins for those operators, and default United States specialists need specific skins just so they're distinguished until obviously everyone starts locking things or unlocking different specialist cosmetics and then can go ahead and apply them. So there needs to be some sort of way to distinguish US versus Russia. Now, jumping into player calling cards. So if you've been killed in game, you may have seen some of these calling cards with these really unique looking specialists that you saw in the thumbnail. So there's 2 specialists here. I believe they're the exact same specialist. We have this one specialist that has this very unique looking futuristic helmet on with sort of a visor down. You can see what looks like a GoPro cam or something on the top right of the helmet. Maybe it's built-in flashlight, something along those lines. We have the headset on there as well. A very futuristic looking helmet. And it looks like, obviously, we have the headset with the communication devices. And the cosmetics for the operator skin looks really, really good. Now, in both these shots, we have the first one here where the specialist is carrying a SCAR or a Mark 17 with what looks like a 50-round drum magazine. So that's going to be really exciting. That gives us more information on the SCAR and that it does have a 50-round magazine. And then we also have the same, I believe it's the same specialist. Again, it's really hard to tell, but they're wearing pretty much what looks like to be the same cosmetics. We have the same specialist with an AK-24 or an AK-12 with that 96-round drum magazine from the RPK-16. So these specialists look really cool. I think these actually may potentially be different specialists, but again, it's hard to tell. This other shot, the one with the AK-24, has that same sort of either built-in flashlight or GoPro on the left-hand side of their helmet, whereas the other one had one on the right. So potentially there's both, maybe these are both flashlights mounted on the left and the right-hand side of the specialist helmet. Communication devices, still has the visor. It looks overall aesthetically to be the same exact design for the specialist, but different weapon. Now, obviously these specialists look really, really cool. These are more tactical, I would say like futuristic milsim style specialists, which is pretty exciting. So I think if these are the kind of cosmetics we're going to be getting going forward, especially just these ones that we've seen with the player cards, I can only imagine. It seems like I said, these are the same specialists just with different weapons. So if we're getting this kind of customization that really overhauls the way the specialists look, I think this is going to be a big win. We're just going to have to really wait and see what this looks like. But specialists, like I said, I think it is kind of an issue just because the specialists themselves only have, you're really picking a specialist for the gadget, and there's nothing else unique by picking a specialist. You can select your own, any weapon you want, any tactical, any piece of equipment, anything like that. You're only playing the specialist for that piece of equipment that they come with, which is unique to them. However, different specialists will have different cosmetics, which will be a bonus going forward. If we look at Modern Warfare or Warzone, all the operators had their unique specialist or the unique skins for those operators. However, none of them had special abilities. But these special abilities don't seem to be overpowered. I think maybe the old class system actually may have been a better option in this case. But again, this is a beta build. We don't really have the full picture, so we're just going off of very limited I guess, information that they're giving us here in the beta with the 4 base specialists with no cosmetics available. So it's really hard to tell how this is going to play out, but I'm pretty impressed from what I'm seeing from the cosmetics here for these specialist skins going forward. Now, a lot of these will be unlocked through gameplay. A lot of these will be unlocked via the Battle Pass, in-store items, things like that, and a lot of these look really cool. So I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing so far, and I think it'll probably all work out. I have faith in DICE. I'm really enjoying the beta so far, and it seems like this is a minor issue that most likely there's no way they did not think about this, so I'm sure there's going to be plenty of cosmetics, and there's going to be different base Russian skins versus US skins for the full game, which will launch on November 12th for early access and November 22nd. Now, the beta is open for everybody. Let me know what you guys think down below. Did you notice these calling cards with these unique specialists on them, or have you not maybe seen them yet? But definitely pay attention, because it'll be kind of random. You'll see them or you won't see them just based on what the randomized calling card is. But let me know down below what you guys think of the specialist, what you think they'll be doing with the cosmetics. Do you think they'll have base US faction skins versus base Russian skins? Let me know what you guys think down below. Till next time, this is Buffner Gaming, out.